Today in Module 4, we did Lesson 19, From Equations to Inequalities. I absolutely love this lesson. This could probably be one of my favorite lessons from the year, okay? We're going to solve the equations or inequalities. We're going to graph the solution, and we're going to choose numbers from the set that would make each statement true, okay? Great lesson for the students to see the difference between equations and inequalities. We're going to solve this by drawing a line down the equal sign. Our goal is to get the variable by itself, so to undo plus 6 or to get them to cancel. Sorry about the announcement. We're going to minus 6, and whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other. So y is going to equal 10, okay? With an equation, equations only have one solution. It can't have more than one, so a simple graph for an equation is going to be 1 dot y equals 10. Okay, now we have the same basic number sentence, except now it's not an equation, it's an inequality. You would solve an inequality the same way that you would solve an equation. We're still going to subtract 6 from both sides, but now the difference is the sign you're bringing down is not an equal sign, it's an inequality. So here, y would be greater than 10, okay? So when you're graphing inequalities, you should always just put like an open circle on 10 and then sit back and think whether or not you should close it by shading it in. You only shade in the dot on 10 or the point if x or the variable y in this case is equal to 10 and it's not, okay? So I'm going to leave it open. And this arrow kind of tells me which way to shade. I'm going to shade all the values greater than 10. So y is greater than 10. I'm going to shade the arrow that looks like that, and I'm going to shade to it. Okay. Letter C is the same thing, except the inequality symbol is a different one. To get the variable by itself, I'm still going to take 6 away, and my answer is y is going to be greater than or equal to 10. Now when I put my open circle on 10 and think about it, I'm actually going to shade it in this time, because y can equal 10. So if I color it in, that's pretty obvious to people reading my graph that y can be 10. And I'm going to shade the arrow that looks like that, and I'm going to shade to it. Okay, so this is the graph for y is greater than or equal to 10. Now for the set, I'm going to take these numbers and I'm going to see which ones make each statement true. So for this one, y is 10. 10 is not in my number set, so there's no answers from the number set that make this equation true. Letter B, I'm looking for everything greater than 10. So in that number set above, the numbers 11, 12, and 15 are greater than 10. Okay, and for the last one, the answers that make the inequality true are that y is greater than or equal to 10. Well, there's no 10 in there, so I can't include that in my list, but there is an 11, a 12, and a 15. Okay, so these numbers from the set above make the inequality true. I'm going to do 3 more with you in the video, and I brought the set of numbers down here to the bottom. Again, we have an equation and 2 inequalities. So I always make my kids put a dot or expand the coefficient in the variable. They always forget its multiplication, so I'm hoping if I harass them enough, they'll remember this. We're going to draw a line down the equal sign, and my students remember that they undo multiplication with division, and whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. So g is going to equal 5. Again, equations only have one answer, so I'm going to shade this in. The graph of g equals 5 is going to look like that. Okay. Now I'm going to expand this next one with a dot. It's the same number sentence, except this time it's an inequality. 3 times g is less than 15. So I'm going to divide this side by 3. They're going to cancel. I'm going to divide this side by 3. So g is going to be less than 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now it's not equal to 5. So when I put my circle on 5, I'm not going to shade it in, okay, because it's less than 5, not equal to it. Now I'm going to shade the number line that looks like this, okay, matches, and I'm going to shade. I'm shading all of the solutions that are less than 5, okay. Last one, same thing, except now we're less than or equal to. You're going to draw a line down the inequality. You're going to undo multiplication with division. And you are going to be left with g is less than or equal to 5. This time when I put a circle on 5, I'm going to color it, okay, because it can equal 5. And again, it's less than. Okay, so I'm going to circle all the numbers less. Okay, now from the set, I'm going to go back and I'm going to reflect on D, E, and F. G equals 5 for D, so there is a 5 in the number sense set, so this will make the equation true. The next one, G is less than 5, but it's not equal to 5. So the only numbers from this set that are less than 5 are 0, 1, and 4. And the last one, G is less than or equal to 5. So 0, 1, 4, and 5 from the number set are all less than or equal to 5. I hope this helped you understand lesson 19. Good luck with your homework.